production related in your business. Could be a big win, could be a small win, but let's get the energy flowing. Cameras on. Cameras on. There's too many otters in here. Man, these otters, I'm just going to kick them out. Otters. An otter does not qualify as going to an appointment. I got fireflies. I got otters. I think it like happens automatically. Once you get that thing infiltrated into your computer, it goes crazy with it. No otters. I oppose AI. We're going to lose our minds to AI. They're going to take over the world. All right, let's get cameras on if you're here. And let's do it. Positive focus. Justin said, waterfront listing. Give us more details in the chat, Justin. Price point, lead source. Dimple says, good morning. Rental listing lease. Another for sale listing going active tomorrow. Awesome, awesome. 525,000. I'm going to deny. I'm not going to let AI record the meeting. Denied. All right. If you haven't put your positive focus in, put it in. Unmute yourself. If it's really juicy, unmute yourself. There's Stacy Peterson. She's in the house. I got your sweet note yesterday. You're always so good about that stuff. And I'm like, also, it reminds me that your 10-year anniversary is coming up because you sent it ahead of time. Not that I would have forgotten, Stacy. Under no circumstances would I ever forget that. But Stacy Peterson has been in real estate B school for 10 years. Our first client and our best client. First and best. Except if you're on this call and you're a client of real estate B school, you are officially the best client. All right, let's get some energy up in here. Someone unmute themselves and share a win. And cameras on. Let's get some energy going here. Valerie's in the house. She's ready to go. We'll have you on in a minute here. Once I get the energy, I got to bring the energy up for you because right now it's a little bit flat. Liz, Brian, Bethany, Anna Marie, positive. Oh, Anna Marie, appointment with New York client to sell her and her brother house. 2 sales. That is amazing. Both agent referrals. Dimple, anything to share on agent referrals? That's a hack, something that we can learn from. If it is, put it in the chat. I may pull you on here. Cameras on. The opportunity to speak and share today. That's an awesome win. I love it. Liz says, moving full-time into sales and psyched. Want to learn all you all know. All y'all. That's like a Southern thing. All y'all. All right, let's share a few more. And then Shannon, Shanna, Candace, Sasha, Juan, Bridget, Matt, Frank, Kara, cameras on, Amy, Shantae, Amber, Ricardo, Pedro, Maggie. All right, we got 54 strong in here. I've almost got them ready, Valerie. Not quite yet. The energy is like a 6, 7. I got to get a couple more to get it at an 8 to be worthy of your story and your coaching today. Networking, maintain good relationships with agents. Is that like via Dimple, unmute yourself. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Where are you? There you are. All right, tell us more about so your last the rental and that other deal was from referrals from agents. Anything to share on that? Anything that we can learn from real quick?
Just always been respectful of other agents, staying in contact with agents. I make it a point to reach out to every agent when I do have a listing or a buyer, just to see what they have coming up. So just keeping that relationship and always communicating.
Awesome. Anything you're doing with agents outside of the market, or is this like agents in the market?
Both outside and inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you do? What do you do to maintain or communicate with agents outside the market? Anything?
A lot of social media. I friend every agent out there and they see what I do. So
awesome.
I think that helps.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks. Philip, my listing went live last Sunday. It's amazing. Philip, anything to share on lead source or any wisdom to share on that? Or
hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Yeah, Litz's was a sphere of influence, and the property I sold to the seller about 4 years ago. So it's kind of, she's moving out of state, and now we listed it last Sunday.
Awesome. Awesome. Past client sphere.
Yep.
That's the main game. That's the $1 million annual pillar that we build out. All right, let's bring on, let me spotlight our esteemed guest. I think I spotlight, right? Yeah, spotlight. All right, Valarie, you are on the big screen. You're in real life on my screen. I'm going to have you start with a little, I know you've got like the whole deal here that you want to impart on us, but start with a little bit of your background, your story. So we're kind of like, you got us on the hook for what you're going to teach us today around mindset.
Okay. Let's start with, guys, I'm very fortunate to be here today and very excited being here today because it was just a year ago that I didn't have any memory due to a car accident that I was involved in and sustained a traumatic brain injury. And that was just 3 weeks after my mother passed away. And that story will matter later on when I explain to you guys the difference between building a business for growth versus just working in your passion. But my life has had a lot of interrupters. And of course, there may be some of you on here that went through the economic crisis in 2007 and may not be. But as most people thought, most realtors lost their jobs during that time. And during that time for me, not only was I in a financial crisis as it relates to my career as a real estate broker, $1 million real estate broker. I went through a horrible divorce during that time. My father passed away during that time. So that were my 2 superheroes leaving me simultaneously. And I was a daddy's girl. And although we're divorced, my husband and I were very good friends. And it was a horrible divorce. It was so horrible that I was also hospitalized for 38 days near death during that entire stretch. It was one of the worst times in my career, the absolute. And I went from a millionaire broker to being broke. We had plenty of properties, all of the properties foreclosed. It was truly devastating. And those were the interrupters during that time that tried to derail my life. But when I sat back to think about it, it did derail my lifestyle, but it did not derail my life. And my mother, being who she is, wanted me to get a real job. You know, she also wanted me to use my degree to move forward. And I told my mom, I have a real career. It's just in trouble right now. And I had to find a way to get out of trouble. But my main thing that I wanted to do with rebuilding my business, I did not want to build a business that was predicated on me getting out there hustling every day. Every day. I did not want to go by the slogan, if I don't work, I don't eat. Because that proved to be true in my circumstances. I realized that I was building a lifestyle business, not a business for growth. And thus, I set my sails to build a sustainable business in real estate because I looked at real estate as if I look at life. It's infinite, it's huge, it's ever going. And there are things about real estate that's going to happen regardless if we're there or not. And some of the things are, there are going to be closings, there are going to be buyers, there are going to be sellers with or without you. And I wanted to be with. So I learned that the market during that time was short sales. And I will, full transparency, I was a luxury listing agent at that time. And I literally turned my little nose up and said, I don't want to do short sales. Are you kidding me? I don't want to do forced closures. But I had to take a bite of humble pie and learn how to do short sales. And that was one of my highest years of making, highest year of my gross income for a long time. And that's when I learned adaptability. I had to learn how to adapt to the market and realize that real estate is really a gift because there is no way you can't win in it. It's so many ins and outs of real estate that you could partake upon to make money. You just have to learn.
Awesome. I'm just going to let you roll into your framework and kind of just teach your stuff. I'm not going to interrupt you. I will, if you guys have any questions as Valarie unpacks this, just get them in the chat. And then if it makes sense to interrupt you, Valarie, I'll interrupt you.
Okay.
But just kind of lay out your framework and we'll kind of take it like that.
Okay, that sounds good. Hang on a second. Let me get, I'm not good at this.
That was working. What you just shared, it said lifestyle.
Was it working?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. All righty.
And Valarie, you're back to 100% now after the brain injury?
So not 100, but almost there, almost 100. I would say I'm right at about 90%, but I'm pretty, my cognitive therapist tells me every day, your 90% is a lot of folks 150. So that's good for me because I believe in the power of the mind. And I'll tell you guys, the brain is miraculous and it's in all how you treat it. Some people think that mindset has nothing to do with what we do. And I cannot imagine one thinking that because that's your drive. And the mind is the steering wheel of your life. And that's how you get around your mind. And I was refusing to lose my mind, even though I lost my mind for a while, but I was determined to get it back. I had to have my mind, guys. How could I survive? Okay, let me get the screen back up for you.
Yep, it looked perfect when you shared it.
Good.
If you didn't know how to use the technology, I was just going to blame it on your brain injury.
It is. You can blame it. Any mistake I make, just
It's all the
that's
brain,
right.
brain stuff. Yep.
That's a good excuse there. I like that. All right. Okay.
Whatever you did the first time worked.
I got it. Okay. Is it working?
Nope.
Oh, shoot.
And Jakari made the comment, and I think if more people shared like their actual story, I think the better off our industry would be. You know, we all have this need to share the bright and shiny parts of our story, and we're afraid to share the harder parts. So Valarie, I also appreciate you opening up and sharing the real stuff because I think that's the inspiration. So I'll let you go ahead, share your screen.
You know what? In saying that, hang on. There we go. Okay. Now, I had it earlier. I practiced, guys. Am I sharing? No.
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
My assistant's trying to help me out. And she's not here though. Hang on. Oh, I see what there we go. Okay, here I come, guys. Be patient with me. How about now?
Yep, looks like it's starting. Yep, it's perfect.
Okay. All right, good. But I don't. Okay. I really had this earlier.
No, you're good. It shows the lifestyle business
Good. Okay.
slide.
Okay. Okay.
The anticipation, guys.
What did it take out? Y'all, hold on. I'm gonna start over. Kara, help.
It's
Okay.
you're sharing the
I
slide.
know, but I
business.
put on your on. Okay, hang on. Just hang on one sec.
Mhm.
I think what you have been doing works.
Okay. I don't understand what happened here.
I see your mouse now. You're on the screen with the lifestyle business slide.
I am on it.
Yep.
Okay.
Whatever you're
Okay.
scrolling on the thing that's moving. So if you just click the button, you'll click through those slides.
Okay. Let me stop for a minute. All right.
I know everyone is on the one said I'm on the edge of my seat.
As long as they're picture.
So you teed it up perfectly. Now we all just need the goods.
Yeah, now I'm I won't let you down, I promise. It won't. I promise I won't. If I could just get this part. Okay. Now.
Just a quick hint, you might not see yourself while you are presenting, depending on how your screen is set. So if you don't see yourself, don't worry, it's not that the call is not there, it's just that it's focused on the screen you're sharing.
Okay. Where are we here? Okay. All right. Now, this is the way it works. Kara has sent me step-by-step instructions and I'm following her instructions. Thank you, Kara.
You had it on there twice. So,
I know it's coming.
yeah, whenever you had it on there, I could see your mouse moving over it. All you need to do was click the arrow or
Okay. I think,
click the mouse.
how about now? You see anything? No? Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Well, let me share it. There we go. Okay. How about now?
Yep. And you could hit that enter full screen mode.
Okay.
Hit that button.
All right.
Yeah, you have two monitors, so that's what makes it squirrely. So hit that button.
Okay. Are we good?
We're good. Yep. And you're on the slide, and there's beautiful Valarie Brooks.
Okay. All right. I have a new computer and the mouse is very flimsy. It's a Lenovo and I'm used to a Mac.
No, you're good.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Now, when people, speaking about what Lars just said, when you hear the different accolades that we receive and, I've sold over $1 billion in real estate throughout my tenure and I've won many, many awards and things like that. I'm always amazed at that because the Valarie R. Brooks that I know, just like I told you guys earlier, I had no memory. And I was lost. And every time I think about it, I still get anxious and I have anxiety about it because I'm oftentimes, even now when it's time for me to drive a car, I have an anxiety attack and things of that nature. I have to consistently talk myself out of thinking that I'm going to be knocked across the median again. As I have to realize the difference between anxiety and intuition, and that it's anxiety talking to me. It's that unconscious mindset, things that surround doubt and fear and things of that nature. And that's the Valarie R. Brooks that I'm living with right now, instead of the Valarie R. Brooks that is now a coach and doing very well in coaching. Another avenue of real estate that I enjoy. A lot of things about real estate throughout that whole year I forgot. But one thing I did not forget is how to write a contract. I did not forget that. But I still struggle. I mean, sometimes I get home, my neck and shoulder in pain from the tension of driving, just scared, just afraid of it happening again. But it's becoming less and less every day. And I'm happy to share that I had to take off 3 years of work prior to my brain injury, 3 years. And the reason that I had to take off of the 3 years was because my mother became ill. Then the year after she became ill, she passed away. And throughout that time, I had my car accident. And it all spiraled into 3 years of Valarie R. Brooks not working. 3 years. But I'm very thankful to 2007 through 2011, when I lost my father, my husband. Okay, I lost my father, my husband, my career, and I was sick for 38 days. And that kept me off work for almost 2 years. But during that time, I lost everything. I had nothing. I had to move I had to leave my 6,000 square foot home and move into a bedroom with a friend of mine, then on to a 1-bedroom condo. But in my mind, I knew not to sell my house. So I rented it out. But what I am sharing with you is during that time, I realized that all of these accolades that you see Valarie R. Brooks won during that time, I did not have a sustainable business. I had what I term a lifestyle business. And I knew that I had to formulate growth. I had to build a growth business. I had to sustain, because real estate is in my DNA, and I really wanted to be active in the real estate community. There is no reason that anyone who's committed to real estate should not have activity of some type going on during any market. If a market is a buyer's market, you capitalize on what? Buyers. If it's a seller's market, you capitalize on what? Listings. You try to keep it all, but you follow the market. You follow the market. In a market like this, if you cannot get listings, create your own listings. Become an investor. Purchase, sell your own listings. There are so many things that you could do in real estate. And I learned that at a very early age. My dad was an investor before the word became cliche. My paternal side was land rich and farm rich, and my maternal side was educators and poor. My dad placed mobile homes on the property, and I used to go with him as a little girl to pick up the rent. And that was Daddy and Val's day. Nobody but my daddy and myself. My mom and my sister stayed home. And every time, it was always on a Saturday, and each time that we would go pick up the rent, we would then go to Burger King. And y'all, I'm a foodie. I love foodies, and back then the Whoppers were it. I enjoyed Whoppers. So I asked my dad, I said, Daddy, does it mean that we can go to Burger King? And these are the words that I used. I was 5 or 6 years old. Because we can go to Burger King, is it because we pick up the money from the people? He said, indeed it does. That is how you will eat, because it's called real estate, but you need to own it in order for you to eat. That was my incentive as a little girl. I love to eat. I still love to eat. I don't eat Whoppers anymore because I don't eat meat. But that was when real estate creeped inside my soul, because I wanted to eat. So when I built my first business, and it was a lifestyle business, I fell in love with a concept. I purchased my first house at 19 while I was in college. And my then boyfriend and I, we built on it. We rehabbed it, so to speak. I still have that house. And well, that was only a few years ago, y'all. So I was 19 just a few years ago. But I still have that house. And I knew then that I love real estate. Later on, as I matriculated through life, I realized I wanted to start selling real estate, because that was something that I'd never tried. When we first started, we were just flipping and holding and flipping and holding. And the realtor that was selling us the real estate, or selling me the real estate at that time, told me, you'd be a great realtor. So I took the sales course and became a realtor. And I just got lost, guys, in the art of selling. It was always so much for me to just, I'm working in my passion, I'm making money hands over fist. I just never realized, again, I was only servicing my lifestyle. My husband and I, we were able to travel due to his work and mine. I mean, my name was everywhere in lights. I was one of the first Black luxury real estate brokers here. And when I came along, it was a sea of white older men that were the real estate kings. And I was smart. I would watch them and I would ask them questions. What do I do? How do I get to where you are? What do I do? And believe it or not, guys, most of them would say, and I didn't know at the time, I thought it was a kind of sexist compliment, just smile, be yourself, be authentic. And that's not what I wanted to hear. But as I later on walked through the real estate walk, I realized how important that is. In order for you to put your goals in your business, you do have to know who you are. And in building a lifestyle business, that's not going to be sustainable. Now, how do you go from building a lifestyle business to building a growth business? In the real world of real estate, there are so many certainties and aspects that are just inevitable. Regardless of how you're feeling about a market, regardless of how you're sitting around saying, oh my God, I don't have any clients, regardless if you're saying, I'm going to get a part-time job until real estate kicks back up, there will be closings with or without you. There will be buyers with or without you. There will be sellers with or without you. And no matter the source of real estate, from a sale, from a flip, or a hold, or whatever you choose, there is a lot about real estate that could be life-term, not just long-term, but life-term. People ask me, what are you going to do when you retire? I say I am. I'm retired now, but I'm in real estate, and I absolutely love it. Real estate is long-term. It depends, long and life-term. It depends on you and how you move forward with your business. If you're just interested, real estate is not for you. But if you're committed, real estate is for you. But just like you know, from real estate, commitment and comfort doesn't live in the same zip code. It takes hard work and it takes focus. It takes mastery. And mastery of what, Valerie? Mastery of you and your business. You cannot microwave mastery. Mastery is a slow cooker. Slow times, if you think about it, there are never really slow times in real estate, because if you are committed to your craft, there is always something to do. Some realtors say it's always slow in October, November, December. I've never been slow simply because I was always building during the slow time for sales. What's next in real estate? If it's slow now, do I build another system? Do I take another course from a trusted source? Do I learn another trade in real estate? I've never invested in real estate. Maybe I should invest in real estate during this time. Maybe I should learn how to invest and reach out to clients that maybe want to become investors. What is going on in this market that I can capitalize on? One thing I have learned during the short time that I've been with EXP, even though I signed on, 2 years ago, but I've just now become active with EXP. And I'm amazed at how much I can learn on a daily basis. If you're with this company and you're not partaking upon all of these courses that are being offered to you, you're certainly not doing the right thing. Real estate is business. It's not just something you take interest in if you want long life term. Now, what I have learned that in order to move forward in real estate, and guys, sometimes I lose my train of thought, but I do have notes. So I realized that my most important gift in this real estate has been my brain. And the reason that I knew that it would take time for me to get involved in these different components. You have to realize in the beginning, I was in my 20s. I came from a Black Mecca, Atlanta, Georgia. And I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. And during that time, I was only one of 3 African Americans in my first office that I attended. One of the guys said to me, "You're married?" And I said, "Yes." And I'm not kidding you guys. He said to me, "I thought all Black women were single with children." And I said, "Well, let me educate you. Not all of us are. We're just people. We're just people. But in the meantime, show me what you know about real estate. And then I can teach you more about your curiosity about Blacks." We made a deal. He told me he was from a very rural place and he did not understand a lot of our culture. And I said, "I'll trade you my culture for the real estate culture." It was the first smart decision in my business, in my opinion, that I made, because he knew real estate very well. I am saying that to say, I don't care where you are in your business, whether you're in the beginning or whether you're sustaining or whether you're seasoned or whether you're almost out of the door, you should always, always have a mentor and a coach that knows more than you do. And to this day, I have 2 coaches and 2 mentors. It's very important to have this for growth. Now, in the beginning, we're going to talk about 2007 again. My real estate business, of what I needed to do at that time, was to disrupt those interrupters that came into my life at the time. At the time, I wasn't equipped in 2007. I was not equipped because, yet again, I didn't have the proper systems in place, because business was moving so fast that I could just wake up and houses were selling themselves. It was so easy back then. And real estate came to me so fast and so furious that I was scrambling and just keeping up with the business. I didn't have proper systems. I didn't even have proper personal system, proper business systems. I had nothing in order, but I was making money hand over fist, and I should have known, but I didn't, that will soon come to an end one day. But I thought it was going to be like that forever because interrupters just didn't faze me at the time. But as I learned, life will keep lifing and interrupters will come, but you just have to learn how to disrupt the disruptors, the interrupters. Now, in order to equip yourself to disrupt the interrupters, I'm losing my mouse. Where is it? You have to build value. In life, value often refers to the importance of significance that some things hold for an individual. It encompasses personal beliefs, goals, and priorities. Success in life, from a broader perspective, can be measured by how well an individual aligns their actions, choices, and pursuits with their core values. Now, back in 2007 up until 2010, I realized that not only my business concept needed transformation, but my beliefs about myself needed transforming. I knew that I needed help as well as I didn't know where to go. I just didn't know where to go. I knew that I needed goals, but I also knew that in order to have goals, I needed to know me. I needed to know who I was. I needed to articulate my identity, my motivators to provide a strong foundation for determining what I really wanted. I needed clear lines to align myself with my business. And that's what I had to have. And I kept looking around and trying to figure this thing out, and I couldn't. Value serves as a framework to help me articulate my pursuit in the business. So I created an acronym for value that I use for me as a person and for me as a real estate professional. V for value. There are two V's that I consistently harp on. And number one is you have to have a visionary strategy. In a competitive real estate market, having a visionary strategy sets you apart. You really have to show your worth as a real estate professional. There are many, many, many real estate professionals, real estate agents out there. And if you look at social media and places like that, it looks so easy and everybody is basically showing their wins all day long. But if you show your target audience, your clarity and who you are and what you bring to the table, and that you are forward thinking, you know your business, you know what you're doing, that's what a target audience needs to see. You have to highlight your ability to anticipate market trends and emerging changes, opportunities, and you have to adapt. We all know that. Now, with your strategy, you also have to remain visible for your clients. For those of us that do not care or don't have the energy for social media, and we know that it's needed, I suggest hiring someone. It's very, very simple. I'm an introvert. I'm not really a social media person, but I know the value of social media. So I've hired someone to start working with my social media. Now, you also have your visibility for your clients. You have to show your strengths and your weaknesses. People want to work with people that are just as vulnerable as you are and that goes through life just like they do. My clients during the time of 2007 and 2011, several of them thought that I had just dumped them. I wasn't sending them any information. And when I realized that I needed to convey to them what had happened to me, that I would not only get understanding, but I would get some of my credibility back because I just disappeared. So I crafted a letter and I sent out exactly what happened. During the crisis, I lost my father. I lost my second Superman, my husband. I almost lost my life. And during that time, I was in survival mode. And I want to let you know that not once did you leave my mind, but I had to take care of me. I'm back in the business now, and I even have more to share with you. Of course, do you know anyone that wants to sell real estate? I'm back. I think that end of the year was another high year for me. I never really closed less than maybe 25 million after that point. I can't really remember right now. But let's go to the letter A. I think I went over there and didn't mean to.
Hey, Valerie, I know you have a lot to share. We have about 20 minutes left. I want to make sure that you get to you know what's in the presentation. I want you to you can jump around if it's helpful. We've got a hard stop in 20 minutes.
Okay. I just want to tell you guys, I'm only gonna I'll go really quickly. But the letter A means a lot to me. And that's authentic intelligence. Authenticity and expertise that goes hand in hand. I would urge you not to let artificial intelligence tell you who you are, but rather use it for your content. You need to teach artificial intelligence your authentic intelligence, because you're the driving force behind the real estate for your niche. Now, you know what? I'm just going to take this off and I'm just going to talk. Throughout my journey, what's most important is learning how to relate to people. In real estate, this is a people's business. Of course, it's a numbers business. And Lars and Sean will tell me all day long, it is a numbers business because they're numbers people. I had to learn the numbers. I had to learn the business of real estate. But the business of real estate also includes the business of people. You really need to know how to work with people. When I bought my first property, the realtor there told me, Valerie, with psychology being your minor, and you have a way with people, you'd be a good realtor. I did not understand what that meant. Why would I need psychology to sell real estate? What you don't understand, a lot of people we need to know is you're dealing with people on an everyday basis that have problems. I'm just going to be real about it. I learned about behavior because I had to know. There are people with issues that you're going to work with, and you're going to have to learn how to work around them or whether or not you're going to choose to work with them. You have to learn behavior. And I'm going to tell you, the DISC behavior is one of the best things that ever happened to my life. Not only did it teach me my strengths and weaknesses, but it taught me how to work with other people. Because if you don't know how to work with other people, and believe me, trust me, I had to learn to work with people that were nothing like me. Simply because when I came in this world, came to Charlotte, North Carolina, there were not many African-American realtors that were working with high-end clients and that were very diverse. In order for me to continue to do that, I had to learn cultures. I had to learn, and thank God I was a flight attendant because that helped a lot. But you have to learn behaviors. You have to learn your clients' whys and what they want. You have to know your contract. You have to know what you are doing, because if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't believe in the fact that I know this contract, and I'm just going to skip around a little bit, I'm telling you everything you need to know in order for you, because real estate agents, through my coaching, what I'm learning now, we suffer from, what is that called? That syndrome, imposter syndrome. And the reason we suffer from it is because you may not know your contract. Your taxes may not be in order. Your systems may not be in order. And all you know is that you're putting on a nice dress or a nice suit and you're going to meet your seller. And in the back of your head, you're thinking, I don't have that together. I don't have my taxes in order. I just, I'm struggling here in my head. And regardless of whether you know it or not, that can show up. In order for you to be authentic and to walk in to serve a client, investor, buy a house, whatever you want to do, you have to have your inner systems in order. That's your belief system, but you have to have your business systems in order. All of them, from taxes to lead generations. Y'all forgive me. Lead generation, and you can say generational wealth too. But these are the things that you have to have in order. When you set your goals, your future is in your planning. You don't set goals just to write them down to say that they have been written. You have to deep dive into your goals. I'm sure you guys have heard of SMART goals, but SMART goals are the beginning of your goal setting, because you have to align your goals for your business with your goals for your inner self. If it doesn't align, it is not going to work. I knew I wanted to work with executives. A lot of my colleagues were chasing the ball players and things like that. I wanted to work with executives, and I'll tell you why. I knew that executives are driven and that they are smart and that they love to be the sharer of good things or of big things. And just about every client I had, if I impressed them with the Valarie R. Brooks experience, that's the E in value, you give your clients an experience that they will not forget, you are setting yourself up for a consistent source of referrals. But it all comes with having your ish in order. You have to have your ish in order, from your mindset to your business, to your knowledge of personalities, to your knowledge that all you have to do is do a slight introduction. My name is Valarie R. Brooks. I'm in the real estate industry. My goal is to protect my sellers and buyers or investors, as well as to help them reach their real estate goals. What do you think about that? And that leaves a conversation open for them to talk. And if you practice active listening, and this is what I see with a lot of real estate agents, we have a lot to say. But if you say less and let your work speak for you and study more, study the people that you're working with, you will walk out a winner, because what do people like to talk about most is themselves. So if you open the gate, people would love to just tell you about themselves. Oh yeah, and I have a friend. You know what? I'm going to tell my friend about you, because they're looking into real estate. They're looking. Now, being with a company like EXP, this is perfect for me, because when I hear that, my ears perk up and I say, are they interested in buying, selling, become a realtor? What? Because there are so many avenues that you could talk about in real estate. And generally, they're going to say one of the above. And then that leads to more conversations, and that's being visible. And that's a part of the strategy that you want. If anybody has any questions, I know I skipped around a little bit. I'm not very good at looking at the chat, but I'll be happy to answer any questions about the DISC training, goal setting, sustainability in your business. If you have any, target questions that I can answer for you really quickly before the 20 minutes or probably 15 minutes now or up, I'll be happy to answer.
Let me ask you, so if you think about, that there are, I don't know what percentage, but I bet you it's really, really small of real estate agents that get to $1 billion in production. What would you say the like 3 things are, you know, when you sort of think about that level of production, knowing all that you know now, being, you know, having gone through all of the trials and tribulations that you've gone through, what would you say the 3 things are that everyone on this call can sort of take away and start to work on, or maybe think about their business differently? What would you say? Actually, yeah, go ahead and just answer that question. I think that'll be good.
Okay. Number one is, and it stems behind a compliment that I received from a client, and that is, Valarie, we never even thought about you working with other clients. You treat us as if you were our only clients. And I attribute that to the experience that I created, that I wanted to give my clients. I created an experience from the beginning to the end. I created systems that I saw that they would like. I made the transaction all about them. You have to make the transaction about your person and not about you. I tell you, number 2 was, I learned that being a superhero is a myth. A lot of agents like to stomp on the opposing agent, supposedly. No way. A win-win in negotiations is when both sides walk away feeling really, really good. From that, I've received agents to send me business right here in Charlotte. Valarie, I have a client that I'm having a hard time working with. I don't want to lose. I at least want to get a referral fee. Would you mind giving a chance, you know, taking a chance? And I would always meet with the client and the decision maker first, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. As well as I never discuss commission on the phone. Well, the agents before said to me, gave us their commission, and they said that they would list your property for 2%. Well, did they tell you their value? What are they going to do for you? Let me just sit down and talk with you, and we'll talk about it. And if you decide to go with that other agent, then do so. That's number 2. And I would say the third, oh, I know, this is it. I said it earlier. There is not a NARS form or North Carolina Real Estate Commission form that I did not know through and through. I made it my business to know what I'm talking about. I wanted people to know that I was a source of information. And I then turned it around to let them be a source for me as well. I will share all the real estate information that I have with you if you bring me somebody that I can also share it with. I would ask for referrals even before we got going.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah, let me ask you, there's a couple questions. What does go through the acronym again, value, real quick. What do the VALUE stand for?
Okay. We stopped at what? Value. Yeah. I have to look at it. I'm being honest. It won't take but a minute for me to look at it. So V for value means visual strategy. There are going to be 2 words for it. The visual strategy is for you, and the visibility is for your clients. Okay. The letter A is authentic intelligence, not artificial intelligence. You use the artificial intelligence to help you with your content and other things, but you teach artificial intelligence your authenticity, because it's you and your authenticity that will attract your niche. And everybody thinks that in real estate, everybody is your niche. Everybody is not your niche. If you don't have the proper people in your niche, it will be hard for you to network with. It will be very hard. L, leverage relationships. It's not just about properties, as well as leverage listings at all times. If you have a listing, when I would, during the traumatic times, when in 2007, when I would get listings and they were hard to sell, I would refer, if time was up, I would refer out, hey, I have someone for you that can list it for you, and let's give it a fresh set of eyes. That way, I would hopefully, and 9 times out of 10, did get a referral. So leverage listings in every way that you possibly can. And for the you, understand your contracts and agreements. I'm working with a team leader right now in another state. I know his contracts better than he does. And then I want you to give on your behalf, you understand the contracts and agreements. And then on your client's behalf, you give them your unparalleled service. And then E, know your stuff. Know your ethical practices, because your ethical behavior is not just morally imperative. It's a key component to long-term success. If you're out there pretending to be somebody you're not, that's going to show up one day. If you're out there doing something you should not be doing, it's going to come to you. And the other E is experience. I'm sorry. Experience. Yeah. The Valarie Brooks experience is what I used to call it. Call it your experience for your clients.
Let me ask you this real quick. Are there 2 or 3 things on the client experience that you do, that outside of what you just shared, that you do that other agents don't do?
I do. I don't send a CMA ahead of me. I sit down with my clients and I go over the comps together. And I let them know, we're a team here. Let's come together with a price. Now we're data driven. We're not gonna pull a number out of a hat. And we're not gonna go by what your cousin in Jerusalem said. That's not what we're gonna do. We're going to look at data together. And as a team, let's come up with a price. And I would even, and some of them would go for it, some would not. I would even go as far as to say, write your price down and let's see where we can go from there. And then if we get to a matter of, you know, how you can have those dominant personalities, this is what I want to list it at, and this is why, and I know my house can sell for this. I would get in writing, okay, we'll try it your way for a week, or a week or 2, and if we don't get it, then we'll try it my way. Is that fair? But 9 times out of 10, when it's data in front of them, they have no way. And you have to explain the data. My reasons for not sending a CMA ahead of time is because I didn't want them coming to a notion or a number or any preconceived ideas before I got there. I wanted to be able to sit there and explain it to them and bond with them. And that was another way for me to show my knowledge.
Okay, last question. We've only got a couple minutes. What were the 1 or 2 things you did to market yourself in a way that people only saw you as a professional and to not see your color?
Wait, ask that again, Lars. What was
Rhonda asked a question. Yeah, I guess you made a comment earlier. You know, you marketed yourself as a professional so that people wouldn't see your color. Anything quickly to share on Rhonda's question?
Yes. I learned how to mirror others. I've learned that commonality is the main reason that people will choose you to work with them. Again, there were all white men that were leaders in the community, and I knew I couldn't look like a white man no matter how I tried. So what I would do, anytime I would meet a client or meet people, I would give them the opportunity to talk about themselves. And I became an interesting person, even though they were not learning anything about me. Valarie, you're such a great conversationalist. And I can say to you guys, I would say to myself, but I didn't say anything. You know, I would laugh. But when you make it all about the other person, again, I think you said it was Sandra. And hey, Kara, can you put my link for my assignment calls in the chat, please? As well as there was a QR code on my slide. But you have to step outside of yourself and realize real estate is a huge investment. It's not a dress at Macy's, not even a dress at Neiman Marcus. What you have to realize is that this is a human transaction. You're dealing with humans. You're dealing with humans that you may have somebody that is, let's just be real. You may be working with a narcissist and you pick up narcissist trait. You pick up how to work with a narcissist. You have to learn how to work with people. And I know how to work with people. You have to respect people and meet them where they are. You're the servant leader. They're not trying to win you. You're trying to win them. And you become a positive influence, a positive force when it comes to your business. You let them know also, this is my business. This is just not an interest. This is not something that I just think I'm going to do on a part-time basis or whatever.
Awesome. We've got to end it here. Valarie, if you want to send over anything to Jessica, she can get it posted in Game Changers Nation. This
Yes,
stream
I will.
live in Game Changers Nation, just have it over there. If everyone can either unmute or put some love in the chat for Valarie, this was amazing. I appreciate you sharing your heart and just getting real with us. And we'll definitely see you soon.
Okay. Thank you, Lars. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
All right, we'll see you
you.
guys.
Thank you so much, Valarie.
God bless
All right.
you. Thanks.
Thanks, Valarie.
Bye.
Thank you.
Great
Appreciate
job.
Thank you,
I
Val.
appreciate your
Thank
courage,
you.
Valarie.
your stamina.
See you guys.